here's the deal. I know that you've solved some equations since elementary school. Miss Sechrist, that's right. They've done it since about third grade, right? In so many ways, so many forms, like
I think we
pictures.
did about 1,000,001 last year.
So,
Over and over and over.
so they are familiar with
I
this.
love 'em.
I love them too, and I know you're gonna be good with it. Always use an inverse operation. Like, okay, answer this for me. What's the inverse of addition, y'all?
Subtract.
So the inverse of subtraction then would be addition. Inverse of multiplication would be
Division.
so it's like you're undoing things. You're really going through this process of the order of operations in a reverse manner. All right, now write that up there to the side somewhere, PEMDAS, if you would, just as a quick reminder to you.
Good, Jason.
You know, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. When you're solving an equation, you're doing everything in the opposite order. So draw your arrow from right to left. That's kind of weird for us because, I mean, in standard English, we're so used to seeing and reading written language left to right, and all those Romance languages and Europe, like Germanic languages from Europe, all read left to right. You know, other languages in the world, some of them read right to left. Chinese, Japanese, or like Hebrew, but not English. So it's kind of weird to think about doing something right to left. All right, now in that, what's his answer?
20.
20, because you know the solution for x here has to be 20, because the equation's saying to you, what unknown number x plus 5 is equal to 25? So you need to get that x completely isolated. So let's use this idea of inverse operations to get it isolated. So what I'm going to do is I'm always going to look for addition or subtraction on the side of the variable. Now, this is important that you write this out the way I do it today. I know this may sound silly, but I'm going to pitch a hissy fit if you don't do it the way I need you to do it. Now, I'm telling you what, math is about problem solving and critical thinking, and there's some things that you just need to do a specific way, okay? Now, I'm not like that about everything. You know, there's a lot of problems in math that it doesn't really particularly have to have a particular method where you do it, okay? But the method I'm going to show you today is going to be beneficial for the teachers that I know you're going to have in 8th grade and the teachers I know you're going to have in 9th and 10th. So do you trust me with that? Okay. You need to show me your work going down your paper. And you need to show me the inverse operation. It's going to be so important. So what I'm saying is this. You go over here to the x and you say, what's the opposite of adding 5?
Subtracting.
Subtracting. So go underneath it and write minus 5. Now, whatever you do to one side of the equal mark, I know that you have to do it to the other side. Now, I don't have to probably do a visual about balancing equations because you did that in elementary school and in 6th grade. So whatever we do to this side, you go to the other side of the equal mark and you also write that out.
So one of the problems, you could give us a way to remember this, that some children have is they want to do 25, subtract, forget over, they want to do 25 on the other side. They don't look for the side of the variable.
Yes. So you're like when you see an equation,
Yes.
your eyes should focus on the variable and you're thinking, I've got to get that isolated. And whatever is over there with the x needs to be moved away from it.
Get that variable alone.
Move this thing down, x. 5 minus 5 is 0. And that's what I want over there with x. I want it by itself. I don't have to write out plus 0. All right, bring your equal mark down. See, that's canceled. Now, Charlotte, my daughter Charlotte's in 10th grade. She's taking pre-calculus now. And she loved equations. And she would do something like this, like she would X all that out. So she didn't see it anymore. Boom, because that cancels. 25 minus 5 gives us 20. Isn't that what we said the answer was?
Yes.
All right, now that's a simple one-step equation to help us get set up for solving any type of one-step equation. Show your work. Work down your paper. Now, this is what I always tell students. And what I love about equations, they're easy, they're fun, and you can always check them. What do I mean by that? Take 20 and plug it back up into the original. Is 20 plus 5 actually 25?
Yes.
Yeah, at least check it mentally. Let's do another one. Number 2.
All right, everybody. Jason?
23 plus M equal to negative 36. All right, now let's just pump up the jam already on number 2.
Write down through it. We'll do observe.
Okay. One step equation. You know what's an equation? It's got an equal mark in it, so it's a sentence. And the whole direction here is to solve. So what you need to do is have your eyes go to the variable and you see where the variable is. And you think, what is this equation even saying about M? It's saying 23 plus some unknown number represented by M has got to equal negative 36. Well, that's not so easy to do in your head on this one. Why is it not?
Oh, because it's positive and a negative number.
Amen, that's it. This one was just positives. This one's got a negative involved, but you can still use the exact same process. And the exact same process is inverse operation. Isolate the variable, okay? I like how they're looking at me this morning. Their eye contact is fantastic and their notes are looking great. All right, so you've got a 23 and it's a positive 23 added to M. So what's the opposite of a positive 23? All right, let's do that. Minus 23. Remember, you do that over here where the variable is. You're moving something away from it. You go over to the other side of the equal mark and you write down whatever you wrote down over here. Now, it's important that you write it out the way I write it out. It's going to be beneficial for you. 23 minus 23 is
0.
0. You could do this if you wanted to. Bring your M down.
Negative.
Now we've got a negative 36 minus 23. Now, if you have a handheld calculator, now you could plug that in as negative 36 minus 20. I love it when people do stuff that I suggest, like in the moment. Gosh, I love it. Thank you for being enthusiastic. But if you can't do that in your head, use the machine. But let me remind you of this. When you got 2 negatives over here in addition, you add them and keep the sign. It's going to be a bigger, well, actually a smaller negative number. What you got there, Ben?
Negative 59.
That's it. See, 6 plus 3 is 9. And 2 plus 3 is 5, and it's a negative. All right, circle that for me, everybody. I think they can be really successful with this, Miss Secrets, if they are patient with themselves. All right, now pick your calculator back up. Clear it out. Push clear. Now, what I just said to you a while ago, I really want you to have ingrained in your brain. They're easy, they're fun, and you can check your solutions. Or you won't check it right now. You're going to take the solution and you're going